Howdy folks, it's Untitled earlier and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. We are going to do yet another VFR flight, sightseeing, and then chasing some POIs. We're almost at the landmarks, the spot achievement, which is 100 points of interest with a smart cam within 550 yards, which is 0.27 nautical miles. It's been getting kind of tricky lately with these big cities with all of the landmarks close together. Had quite a bit of drama between weather and almost hitting buildings. It's been quite interesting. But today we are in Istanbul, which should have 4 POIs nearby if I recall. And let's speed up this drone here a little bit. And oh, look at that, right on the water. Wow, look at that. It is middle of the day. Well, middle of the day for this part of the world, which looks like a sunset. And real weather's turned on. Real world players and traffic are turned on. I do have gamer tags turned off for now because the skies have been getting kind of crowded with names. And just looking over the city with the sun coming down, our frame rates are pretty high. Yeah, 40 frames, 37 frames, even though it looks jagged, but I don't know why it does that. So anyway, there we are. It says we have 4 POIs in the area. I don't see them popping in yet, so I don't know where they are. I forgot to take a picture before we started, but that's just fine. We'll fly around until we find them. Alright, so we are in the X Cub today, which means this is the final airplane to fly before we have flown all 30 aircraft in the premium deluxe version of the sim. We've been going a different plane every single time, and now this is it. This is the last one, and then we'll just go and choose random planes for the next flights. The next subsequent flights. Every flight from now on, we'll just randomly choose planes because we've flown them all. Wow, that's complicated. So since this is the first time looking at this one, we're going to check out my presets because people like to see that. So there's preset 1, my flying position. 2 is IFR. 3 is the starter over there. 4 does nothing. 5 is our fuel and the prop and mixture. 6 is our left tank and our ELT. 7 is shooting ahead. 8 is our right tank. And 9 is out the window. 0 is out the window. Alrighty. I already filled these up before we started. And that just tells you your fuel. Why there's one on the right and left probably has to do with the angle you look at it. I'm not exactly sure. I should probably figure that out. I gotta do some research. Alrighty, since we don't have a checklist of my own, since I haven't flown this yet, we're just going to use the in-sim checklist for now until I come up with something more complete on my own. So what do we got? Parking brake set. And it is fuel tank to fullest, and you just move the mouse around and you just switch back and forth every so often within 5 gallons, I think it says over here. Maximum fuel imbalance, 5 gallons between tanks. Yes. Alright, so keep an eye on that, and then no icing basically. Battery switch on. Simple enough. Mixture rich, of course. Ignition switches on. Alternator field on. We can probably turn that off. There we go. Prop speed max RPM. Throttle 1/4 of an inch. Starter engage. Must be over here, huh? Oh yeah, you have to hold that quite a bit. You don't just push and let go like the other ones. You actually have to hold that one. So that's kind of cool. Adjust throttle to, what does it say? Where's my engine stuff right there? 2000 RPM. We're at 1127. Let's go down to about 1000. There we go. Oil pressure check. Pressure, temperature, fuel, PSI, yada yada yada. After starting engine lights as required. Strobe for now. Eventually we'll have our checklist to tell us when to turn them all on. Let's turn them all on right now. Avionics on. Parking brake release, and that is all we get. Alrighty, so let's see here. We've got 4 POIs in the area directly eastish from here. So how can we do anything with this? I think this is the one where we can't really do a whole lot in here. Yeah, you can do a few things there. And if you go like this, you can do like this. But I don't think you can do the winds or anything like that in this one. I don't think you can do weather. We do have road weather though, so let's set the barometer. Is it really 2.9 or 9 or 2? Okay, whatever. yeah, there's not much you can do with this. Split will give you your map, and then you can zoom in and out. What does that do? Procedure, flight plan, map. Okay. So we're basically just going due east to about here, and then there should be 4 POIs there. Hopefully they're spread out enough that we don't have to risk crashing into buildings. And this is a touchscreen, so you can drag it around. And then center yourself. Okay. That's it. And then no other airports in the area, so we'll probably come back and land at this one when we're ready to go. Okie dokie. So like before, we're going to get our credits for the 4 in the area, then we'll fly around and look at stuff. Hopefully it would look nice. Ooh, we got some lights to play with in this one. We got the overhead lights. Let's give it a little bit there. What does this one do? Placards. Maybe at night you can see that better. Maybe those turn on at night or something. And we have autopilot in this. Okay, cool. Fuel pump. Didn't say anything about fuel pump on our checklist. Or did it? No. So I'll have to do some research on when to use a fuel pump. I mean, it's gravity fed, so probably just on startup, takeoff, landing, stuff like that. Probably. All right, microphone adjustment. Hopefully it's not too loud. And now let's get ATC going. Tune ground. I guess we do ATIS. We don't rock to ATIS today. Ground and depart to the east. And let's see what it tells us to do.
Yasiltoy ground Turtle Sook Tango Sierra 4105 with golf request taxi for takeoff east departure.
Turtle Sook Tango Sierra 4105 taxi to and hold short of runway 23 via taxiway Delta. Contact tower on 121.35 when ready.
121 on Delta, so 23 has to be that one. So we're just gonna make a U-turn here and go there. Pretty simple. I was gonna do one more thing. Oh, do we have flaps in this? I hear flaps. Okay, it looks like we definitely have flaps. Oh yes, definitely have flaps. Alrighty, let's get first set of flaps down. Already got my lights on, even though we normally wouldn't quite yet. And parking brake off, and it's gonna roll on for us already automatically. And away we go. Oh my gosh, look at that. Yeah, it looks jittery. What are our frame rates? 39, 40. So, I don't know. Don't know why, but that's just how it is. And satellite imagery is turned on. We've been talking about that lately, how sometimes it actually looks better with it off. But lately I've just been leaving it on. Just because I'm sick of going back and forth and checking everything out. The clouds look a little better today. So it seems like real world weather has better looking clouds. Because lately, the clouds have been looking horrible, just awful. So it must just be the type of cloud. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know what it is. Alrighty, let's get going here a little bit faster. We're holding up traffic. And, come on. I'll meet you at the end. Alright, I just had a preset 4 to be looking out the side so we can see. But, yeah, we'll see if I remember that. Most aircraft, when I do my presets, I try to keep them the same ideas or the same parts of each airplane, so it's similar, but this one, everything's kind of different. I just have to. I hope I remember that if I ever fly this thing again. I'm not a huge taildragger fan, but it'll be good for sightseeing. Alright, here we go. Can we tune the tower and tune clearance? Yes, we can.
Yasiltoy Tower Turtle Sook Tango Sierra 4105 ready at runway 23 east departure. Turtle Sook Tango Sierra 4105 cleared for takeoff runway 23 departure to the east approved.
Alright.
Cleared for takeoff runway 23 Turtle Sook Tango Sierra 4105.
And turn around and head east. All our lights are on. Let's get the fuel pump on. And let's try to turn. There we go. Going a little fast probably. Alright, head out the window. And let's see how this... Whoa, I was looking at my other monitor to make sure my recording was working. I always do that at the worst time. Alright, here we go. And up we go. I said up we go. Flaps coming in. And fixed gear, of course, because it's a taildragger. But you never know. Maybe someday there'll be a retractable gear taildragger. Alright, we're going to stay on runway heading for a minute here. A little bit of crosswind as expected. Zoom that out. Whoops. There we go. And we'll just head to the east.
4105. Continue for east departure.
Yep.
I will contact you next when you leave my airspace.
Pretty standard stuff.
Yasilkoi Tower, Turtle Sook Tango Sierra 4105. Continue for east departure.
Looking good. Here we go. Along the coast. And then those POIs should pop in pretty soon. I mean, they're not that far away. And they're along the coast here, I believe, if I remembered. Once it got going, I remembered. Ooh, that highway. We should follow the highway. Ooh, that roundabout too. Alrighty, let's just head this way, and I'll see you when there's something to look at.
Turtle Sook Tango Sierra 4105. You are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved. Yasilkoi Tower, Turtle Sook Tango Sierra 4105. Frequency change.
Alright, two of them popped in just before the water, probably. They're kind of close together, so hopefully we'll be able to get both credits. Well, let's mind our speed and our props here, shall we, before we blow something up. Otherwise, looking out the windows, incredible scenery as usual. As I was waiting for one of my kids to go to bed last night, I was reading the Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 Facebook page, which I don't know why, because it just drives me absolutely crazy to read that thing. All these whiny people, but yeah, I don't know. For some strange reason, people are really, I don't know, they really bad talk the scenery, and they're like, only simulators, the only good thing about the simulator is scenery, which I don't agree. I mean, I don't quite understand, but I think it's because all these people have thousands and thousands, maybe even $10,000 wrapped up in their X-Plane and P3D and stuff, so they're just deflecting or something, I don't know, but a lot of whiners, man. I just have to stop looking at that stuff and just enjoy the sim for how I enjoy it. And I'm enjoying it right now. That's my point. I'm really enjoying it right now. Alrighty, so let's nosedive down and have a look at these things, shall we? Oh man, I cannot wait to fly around that area more. Look how it just stops. The city just stops. And the river going through. I thought there's another airport. That's just a highway. It looks like there's a tunnel. Maybe it's just behind the building. Anyway, let's pay attention where we're going. And knock out a few of these here. Looks like there's 3. Where's the 4th one? Maybe there's only 3. And one was a city. No, I made sure to check. I don't know. Alright, let's see here. We'll get within 0.27 nautical miles, which is 550 yards. And there is 7. And you have to go for 3 seconds. Ooh, these actually look really good. You know, a lot of them, there you go, there's 2. A lot of them stick out like a sore thumb, but those actually look pretty good. Alrighty. 2 more, and then we will look around. So let's stay nice and low and slow. Oh, wow, look at that. Crazy. Oh my gosh, look over to the right. Jeez. So awesome. Alright, we're almost at the palace. I don't know how to say the sea with the tail, so I'm not even going to try to say it. I know enough about languages to know that it's not a C. I mean, it could be CH maybe? I don't know. I'm going to stop pretending because I have no idea. So here we go. What are we looking at exactly here? There's 8-7, so let's look down. Oh, it's right there's that big thing. There's the big thing. Very cool. Look at that.
500.
I know we're getting low. I know. Alright, let's look at the last thing here, and then we'll gain some altitude. Have a quick peek around. Get those props back, I guess. Oh, yeah, there's another C with a tail and a G with a smiley face. I have no stories about Istanbul. I don't even know that much about it other than where it is on the map. Because like I've been saying, all these videos, my world geography overall is pretty good. At least, especially for some from the United States. Where you ask people where Austria is and they think Australia, or you ask them where Germany is and they don't know. They think it's where like France is. Ask where Portugal is. They couldn't tell you. They think it's where England is. Just terrible. Geography is not a strong suit here because a lot of people in the United States forget that the world exists beyond the United States. But I digress. There we go.
500.
Looking good. Looking good. Alright, let's hightail it out of here. And climb, climb, climb. We'll look around for a little bit. And then we will come in for a landing. Oh, look at the water. Oh, how gorgeous is that? That looks fabulous. Alright, a little bit of sightseeing for y'all, and I'll be back to land with you in a little bit. Alright, we'll cross the river here to give the other side of the river some love. And I apologize, I'm not a very good tour guide. I don't know anything to point out or anything. So hopefully you're being able to see what you want to see. There's a lot of bridges here. Look at that huge bridge right there. Wow, so many huge bridges. I should look into what these bridges are and learn something about them. Stay out of overspeed there. Holy cow, be careful. Look at this awesome area. Alright, I'll give you a couple of minutes of sightseeing here, or about like a minute or so, and then we'll head back. just look at the hills and the valleys and the switchbacks on the roads. Look at that. This is crazy how amazing this is. Wow. Oh, someone was complaining on the Facebook page yesterday how they flew around their neighborhood. They're like, there's this one intersection where cars don't stop for each other, and that's so unrealistic. I'm like, okay, I know I give people a bad time to say it's not a look around simulator, because it's the point of this is to look around, right? But when you're that nitpicky that you're upset that the cars don't stop at stop signs, that's a little over the top. Especially because no other simulators right now have cars stop at stop signs. So what are you comparing it to? Anyway, people are just super butthurt that their favorite simulator that costs them tens of thousands of dollars with add-ons is going to be obsolete soon. I don't know. Whatever. It's just funny. Alrighty, let's head back to the airport now. And we're going to tune the list, and then Lima. Oh, there's another airport closer? Oh, I don't see it on the map, but whatever. Bravo Alpha is what we want. Right? Yes. Request a full stop landing. Here we go.
Yasilpoy Tower Turtle Suk Tango Sierra 4105 is 12 miles northeast with Gulf to land. Turtle Suk Tango Sierra 4105 Yasilpoy Tower. Mid, straight in runway 23. Altimeter 29.92, wind 266 at 7.
And I'll acknowledge, I'm just, playing with my stuff here.
Make straight in runway 23 Turtle Suk Tango Sierra 4105.
Alright, so we literally go 23 right now. It's right there somewhere. Can't see it in the sun, but it's there. So if we fly 230 degrees, was that overspeed? Or if you fly 230 degrees, oh, that's my wife's alarm clock. I'm doing a very, very early pre-work flight, by the way, which means we have to get back. Let's see, I can't see anything because of the sun glare, but if we use our map as a guide and we fly roughly 230 degrees, we'll fly straight in. Cool, we get to see the palace again too, if we don't go right over it. Alrighty, let's keep our altitude where it is, keep our speed where it is, and let's get in there for our landing. And can we see the palace? Well, let's hop outside to see it. No, we're literally right over it. I have to wait till we pass it. Where are you, palace? There you are. Wow. Look at that. Gushing over scenery. Oh my goodness. Wow. I don't know what to say. Alright. I still don't see the airport out there because it's so glared up. Let's zoom in a little bit. I mean, we're headed right for it, so I don't see anything. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be pretty fun. I love that we have real weather and it's not blowing us around though, because it's been pretty crazy lately. Alrighty, I'm gonna be quiet now until we come in for our landing. Just enjoy everything.
Turtle Suk Tango Sierra 4105, cleared to land runway 23.
I still don't see
Wind
it.
266 at 7.
I mean, partly we are kind of low, but I don't see
Cleared
it.
to land runway 23
The
Turtle
sun
Suk
is
Tango
so
Sierra
bad.
4105.
I mean, if you look at the map, we're literally exactly going right. Well, it's a little bit to the left, but still, you're supposed to see it right off the nose there. Oh, now I see it. Right there. Wow, that was intense trying to find that. Alright, we'll keep our speed up. Can we do props 40? Yeah, there we go. Fuel pump is still on. I forgot to turn it off with all my checklists that I don't have yet. What are we at? 1,200 feet. And where did it go? There it is. We're going to keep this. Oh, there's like a racetrack or something over there. Huh. Right to the left, just about to disappear. Alright, I want to do one more bit of sightseeing, but we know that will not work out, so let's do it anyway. Look at that. Incredible. Last minute screenshots while we come in for our landing. Wow. Okay, look at the traffic down there. Alrighty, see, knocked us off a little bit, but we'll figure it out. Alright, it says we're too high, which would make sense. I think we'll just do maybe 2 sets of flaps for landing. We're not worried about STOL. We're not landing on a sandbar, so we shouldn't need all 3 flaps. What is that? Over there. This is an airport, right? What's that then, I wonder? Huh. Talking about this. Oh, it's the other runways. Okay, I was going to say, what the heck. Alrighty. We can't see any of that, so let's make it bigger so I can actually see stuff. No, that didn't change anything. Alrighty, let's pay attention to what we're doing. 500, she says. Oh my gosh, when Siri was a brand new thing, I was at this piano conference, and this woman who was like in her early 40s, her name is Siri. And as soon as we introduced ourselves, she's like, I'm Siri. The look on her face was like, yep. And now it wouldn't be a big deal, but this is when Siri was brand new, and it was the biggest deal in the world. And she was like, yep, my name is Siri. Just like I had an HR manager whose name was Susan Sarandon, for real. That was her real name, her given name, and she was actually older than the famous Susan Sarandon. But boy, did she milk that. She loved that. It's kind of funny. All right, ground effects, there we go. We're higher than we look, I think. Soften it out, soften it out. There we go. Yep, like usual. The softer the landing, it bounces for some reason. You're gonna level off there. The softer the landing, the more it bounces. But when we slam into the ground, it's fine. So I don't quite understand that. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Turtle Soup Tango Sierra 4105. Turn next taxiway.
Turn next taxiway. Well, there it was. I missed it because I was trying not to, or I couldn't see, actually. Let's just go backwards on the high-speed exit. There we go. All right, you're going to tell us to
Turtle Soup Tango Sierra 4105. Contact ground on 125.
contact ground. I can't see anything. So let's just
Going to
contact
125.3
ground.
Turtle Soup Tango
And
Sierra
request
4105.
parking.
You're still going ground Turtle Soup Tango Sierra
Where do they want us to go?
4105. Taxi to parking.
Turtle Soup
Going to
Stuff off here.
125.3 Turtle Soup Tango Sierra 4105.
Taxiway Echo Hotel.
Whoa, that was complicated.
Taxiing to General Aviation Parking via Taxiway Echo Hotel.
Echo
Turtle Soup
Hotel.
Tango Sierra 4105.
I don't know that. I don't know what it is. As I said before, I would use a taxi ribbon, but it looks so nasty. I can't stand looking at it. So I don't know what Echo Hotel is. And I could look up, well, I could look up the ground charts, right? But that might not even be perfectly accurate all the time compared to what's in the sim, and I don't see any taxiway markers. So we're just going to go over here where the jets go, and they can just deal with it. We're going to go up to this thing. I don't even know what that is. What is that thing? No idea. Well, let's go there anyway. We made it. Look, buddy, we made it. Actually, I think there's people standing over there, but this is good enough. It's at the parking brake. Hop inside. Let's turn some stuff off. Even though we'll eventually do this better later. Do I bring back these things? Bring back, whoop. Oh, that's all it is. Okay. Turn off stuff. And turn off the fuel. And of course, we're not going to get credit for landing because we're not where they want us to park. In fact, that's another thing that drove me crazy about that silly Facebook group is the admin was like, all of you complaining about your flight's not counting is because you're in developer mode. No. Nope, I checked. I'm not in developer mode and half my flights don't count. It's because you need to park where they intend you on parking, then your flight will count. Very straightforward. It shouldn't be that way though. It should just be as soon as you turn your battery off anywhere it counts. And maybe you want to land in a parking lot on purpose. It should still count. So hopefully you enjoyed a quick tour of Istanbul. We're working towards that landmarks as spot achievement while enjoying the scenery, of course. Right? It's not all fun and games. There's some seriousness. It's a simulator. It's a hobby, for crying out loud. Hopefully you liked it. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends. We can play the YouTube algorithm game. Leave a comment. Leave a flight idea in the comments. And I'll see you next time.